I think the key, I guess there are a couple of key ones that we've seen. And obviously, there's the speeding up of the energy transition. I think that this desire to break away from fossil fuels, to create greater efficiency in the grid so that we can support more internet generation and create a more effective and efficient electricity network is something that we're seeing accelerate with regards to dialogue and projects and activities, etc. But in order for that to happen, there is also a need for the digital transformation of the energy grid to happen. And again, that is something we're starting to see speed up. So we're seeing, new funding opportunities for DSOs to accelerate their internal programs to invest in new systems, technologies, and competencies to drive that transition. And ultimately, that transition will then feed into the development of the flexibility markets as grid operators understand more about how their grids are operating, how they can have better analytics, better forecasting, make more informed decisions, and work towards that greater grid efficiency. So long flex is essentially contracting for availability. So it's the ability for the distribution system operator to secure an asset well in advance of the need of that flexibility. And so that acts as a kind of hedging tool for DSOs and is appealing to more to assets that have a relatively stable load profile. So they know when they can they know what their activation looks like over a prolonged period of time. And the short flex market is really an activation market. So it's looking at the activation of that asset that you've reserved for its need. But what we also offer as part of the short flex market is you don't actually need to have an availability contract or a long flex contract in order to participate in the short flex market. The short flex market is essentially a continuous, close to real-time market where flexibility with unpredictable load can offer itself into the marketplace. And the benefit of that is that it allows the distribution system operator to buy flexibility at the lowest price on any given day in any given hour. So they have the ability to hedge their requirement by buying an asset or reserving an asset well in advance. But when they actually need to utilize the flexibility, they can dive down into the short flex market and secure the cheapest asset at any given moment. And that's ultimately the difference between the two. One is about reserving the need, and the other one is activating in a competitive post-real-time market. So that was something we did in our networks, where they launched their open data, their data portal, and we saw that as an opportunity, is really to show how our technology and the use of our API can easily integrate into a DSO's network. So what we were able to do is use that portal to download grid topology and to populate a marketplace within our platform. And that meant that asset owners and market participants could essentially start transacting in that marketplace. So it was a kind of showcase really about showing the importance of the digital transformation that's needed and how that then plays into the marketplace. So what UKPN did there was they opened up their platform so that people could see the data, access the data, and that data can then be used for multiple purposes, and one of which was enabling a market operator to open up the market relatively quickly. And that goes to show how flexibility can be used to sort of accelerate the energy transition, because we can instantly get access to that flex. We can start sending price signals to the marketplace. There's been a lot going on in that since we last spoke. I think the main thing for us is that we've been focusing on scaling our projects. So we're involved in projects across Europe, North and Scandinavia and Canada. And what we've been focusing on as a result of those projects is really about developing the marketplaces to show the value that flexibility deliver. And so since we've spoken, I think we're working with 2 transmission system operators in the Nordics, We're working with 11 distribution system operators across Europe and North America. We've transacted around 5 gigawatt hours of flexibility through our platform, and we've registered over 8,000 assets, which are now contributing to the development of these markets. We're continuing to expand that. And that, as among those assets, we have around 30 flexibility service providers that then are actively engaging in the market and sending price signals into the market for the utilization of that flexibility. And then we're seeing some really interesting results coming out of that, which we hope to share with you at the Distributed Energy Show. What we'll be sharing is some of the learnings from projects. I think when we last spoke, we talked about a project that we had in the UK with what was Western Power Distribution, now National Grid Distribution, where we were showcasing Intraflex. Since then, we've been scaling one of our projects in Norway, and we've really started to see the impact that domestic flexibility can have on creating greater efficiency and stabilization of the local energy grid. We'll be sharing more of that with the audience during the conference. Well, it entails on us driving forward the business as we were before, and I seem to be getting more involved in conferences and speaking events such as this. But really, it's about sort of helping drive the development of nodes and supporting the distribution system operators through this transitional process that we're going through as we look to create a more flexible and energy efficient electricity network. Which ultimately, where the focus is really about benefits that this then brings to the consumer. So we're involved in that, and my role really is to sort of to spearhead that within nodes. And we have a fantastic team that are out in the marketplace showcasing what we can do, and also getting involved in some really interesting projects nationally within countries in and around Europe, but also in North America. We've got some particularly interesting projects coming out of Canada at the moment as well. So we've got quite a large footprint, and as a result of that, this is sort of helping drive our activity in the market. We see our platform being able to support the need for flexibility, despite the fact that the challenges may be different in each country, but ultimately the need to get access to the flexibility, to get access to the distributed energy resources, and to create transparency and price signals within the network is really important. And that's where nodes fits in, and that's what I'm helping trying to deliver.